What's up, guys? It's your favorite Kiwi coach, and give me 6 months of your time. I'll give you the best golf swing of your life. So welcome back to the channel. In this particular video, we have another video where we're reacting to Dr. Kwon Golf. In this particular video, he's talking about the shift turn, or what he calls the churn. So if you're interested in really kind of the athletic motion of the golf swing, getting a little bit of rhythm into your swing, into your body pivot, this is the perfect video for you, and let's go ahead and jump in. But before we get into the video, I want to give a quick shout out to our sponsor, and that is Kiwi Golf Japan. If you did not know, YouTube does not pay the bills. So if you want to help support this YouTube channel and allow us to continue to make videos for you guys, after the video is over, click on that little link down below. It'll lead you to the Kiwi Platinum membership site. If you sign up, it really helps support us. And with that out of the way, let's get into Dr. Kwon's churn. So like I said in the intro, this particular video is going to be a video from Dr. Kwon Golf. He's talking about his concept of churn, which is basically shift churn. And it's teaching you how to be a little bit more athletic throughout the golf swing and get a little bit more so away from just maybe the arm swing that you might currently have and just get a little bit more dynamic. Now, before we get into the video, he does kind of start off the video with a little context. So I do kind of want to fill in some of the gaps so you guys can kind of understand where he's coming from. And then also I'm going to kind of explain, the phases of the video, what he's trying to get across in terms of a motor learning sense. And then from there, we can start to get into the video. So the first point I want to talk about is kind of what I just said. This video is going to be geared towards people who really don't have that dynamic of emotion. So if you ever see yourself swing and it doesn't look like your body's moving a whole lot, looks like maybe just your arms are moving, it doesn't look like you have rhythm to the golf swing, maybe people say that your swing looks really short and quick, this could be a really great drill, really good image for you guys to be able to get past that and get a little bit more dynamic with your golf swing and get more so into a professional model of swing. Now, when it comes to the video itself, he's going to be showing you the churn method or the shift churn method through a series of motor learning processes. So he's going to start out the video by showing you a motor learning process to where he separates out the events that he's trying to have you to do. And then from there, he's going to slowly progress into more so of a swing where you're actually swinging with a golf club. So it's a very simple motor learning process that I think is very, very effective. So now that we got the basics out of the way, let's start getting into the video and reacting to it. And I'll break down each process and kind of what you need to do.
Hi, everyone. Today we'll work on the so-called shift turn rhythm. So in this, I will show you how to separate the lower body shift and the upper body turn.
So let's stop it there. So as you can see, that's kind of the main point. So separating the lower body shift with the upper body churn. So what he's trying to get you to do is get into more so of that dynamic fashion, right? So people who do not do this are the people that I just explained. They're more so of that arm swinger. You don't see the body move at all. They maybe have a really short, quick swing. If you're kind of under the lines, this is the perfect video for you. Let's go ahead and jump in.
Shift the turn rhythm, or in short, churn rhythm. And if you replace shift with the step, then it can be also step turn rhythm. The first one that I'll show you is basically a step-by-step motion. So I will completely separate the shift and turn.
So just like he said, he's now going to be getting into the first motor learning process, which is going to be isolating the movement. So he's going to do one movement, then he's going to do the next movement, and he's going to isolate them, which just simply means there'll be a little bit of space or a little bit of time in between each one to really emphasize each individual movement. This is a great first step whenever you're trying to learn anything new and when it comes to motor learning, and it's going to make it easier as you start to speed up to be able to do the movements effectively. Something we see all the time in lessons. A lot of you guys like to start out with full speed with a new motion, and when you look at your swing, it hardly changes. And the main reason why it's hardly changing is because you don't know how to do the moves proficiently, even at a slow speed or even at a stop speed. So this is why this is so important. This is the first step to the process. Let's kind of see what he's doing. First step to the process. Let's kind of see what he's doing.
So let's start with the comfortable stance width. And then put your arms together here with the palms facing forward. Then try to keep the arms relatively close to the body so you can form a firm structure here. And then so when you turn, it's mainly the body turn, and then you don't use.
So that's an important key point. Again, this is not necessarily directly correlated to what you will do in the golf swing itself. The arms definitely have rotation. It definitely has movements that are isolated from the body. but it's more so this is for the person who, again, is too much maybe of an arm swing and really has a static body movement. This is a drill, not a direct, you should swing this way. This is a drill, a feeling, so that you guys can get the body a little bit more active.
The first is go to this position here, slightly turn the position, and then make sure that your pelvis turns about 45 degrees. So from this position, I will take one step here. So it's a step, and then turn that way. And then with this, now my pelvis is now facing this way. So again, another 45 turn this way. So from this position, step, turn.
So let's stop it there. So as you can see, he's very much isolating the movements, right? So he started off, he churned, stopped, then stepped, then churned again, stop, then step, then churn again, stop, then step. As you can see, this is the first step to the motor learning process. It's isolating out the movements. There's a little bit of pause in between. You're giving yourself, your brain, some time to think about the next motion. And it's going to allow you to do the movement a lot more effectively, right? So that's going to be step number one. Now from here, he's going to do this quite a lot. So I'm going to just go ahead and skip to where he gets to the second part of the motor learning process, and then we'll start to react from there.
The next is a continuous motion. So in this one, in one shun rhythm, I will separate the step and turn, but these shun cycles are somewhat overlapped. In other words, for the end of the turn, I will initiate this.
So you just kind of heard it from himself. So this is the second step in the motor learning process. Now what you're trying to do is, as you are churning, before you end the churn, you are already starting to step and shift your pressure to the other foot. So this is going to be when those two are overlapping. So before you would churn, complete that, stop, then step, right? So those would be separated. This one, you are churning, but before you finish the churn, you are already starting to step. So it's much more continuous. So, right, it's the second level. It's starting to get closer and closer into the actual motion that you're going to do with the golf swing. So let's go ahead and watch him do a few of these so you guys can kind of get the basics of this. Then we'll move into the next step.
So within the shun cycle, is so from this position, step, turn, step, turn.
So as you can see, as he's kind of going through this process, you can note that before he even completes the churn, you're already starting to see the pressure shift back to the other foot, and he's already starting to step. So the key important point here is more so the timing. So let me kind of reiterate that for you. So I think, and I'm going to give you a little bit more specific measurement. I don't know if this is necessarily what he's going to agree with, but this is kind of on the lines of what he's trying to get across. Maybe when your churn is right around 80% done, maybe even a little bit more, that's when you are starting to step, right? That's kind of the point he's trying to get across. It's not necessarily you do 30% of the churn, then you already start to step. That would probably be too early. I'm assuming right around that 80% range, maybe 60% range. Again, he has his own particular preferences, but it's something on the lines of that. That's the main point of the second part. Let's start getting into the third phase.
This time, let's use this kettlebell and then do the shun rhythm. So from here, turn, swing, swing.
So let's stop it here. So now what he's doing currently is he has a kettlebell, which is going to be just a weighted ball. Now the reason why he likes you to have the kettlebell in this, the kettlebell in this particular case, is because it adds weight to the movement, which just simply means your body is going to have to do more work to be able to move the kettlebell. And typically when you add weight and the body has to do more work, it's a little bit easier for the body to feel the subtleties of the motion and to be able to start to direct the motion. When you don't have any weight, it might be a little bit difficult at first to be able to get the whole separation that he's trying to get you to get. So adding in that kettlebell just makes it easier for the body to naturally react and kind of feel the separation. And again, it's another layer to the motor learning process just to help you get to the end goal, which is doing this with the golf club over a golf ball on the golf course, right? So this is, I think, step number 3 in the motor learning process. Let's go ahead and jump more forward, and I think there's a step 4 as well.
Once you master the rhythm, the next is just standing here, making small steps.
So as you can see, now we're starting to get closer and closer to like a real golf swing. So we're still trying to do the similar motion, right? So we're trying to start the churn and then start kind of the shift before the churn has finished. We're still trying to do that, but we're doing it a little bit more in place. So he's allowing you to have a little bit of a stepping motion, right? So maybe there's a little bit more lateral than a normal golf swing, but it's getting closer and closer and closer to the golf swing, which is an amazing motor learning process that we try to use all the time in lessons, and all of you should do, especially if you're trying to learn by yourself. Let's continue. All right, that's it for you guys on YouTube, but before you guys click off, let me give you some quick wrap-up points. So I think one of the most important parts when it comes to this overall video is the actual process that he's taking to implement this. Now, I know oftentimes based off just the overall philosophy that he's teaching, that can be overlooked, but I do think it's a very, very important, vital part for you guys at home that are trying to change your swing at home. Notice how he layered through the movements and slowly built closer and closer to a full swing. I think this is one of the processes that none of you guys typically do. I know all of you guys out there typically get a bucket of golf balls and we call you guys machine gunners. You just hit ball after ball after ball at full speed. And even if you're trying to work on something new, because you're doing it at full speed, you actually don't change your body at all. And if you do change, it's very minimal and you can hardly see it. So if you want to get the big drastic changes that you guys see our clients get, well, one of the best ways to do it is have a simple process like Dr. Kwan's and work at it from a very, very slow pace all the way up to the faster pace. If you guys can implement something like that, I'm sure you guys will get a lot better results. You don't necessarily have to work on what he's working on in this particular video. You can do it really with anything that you're trying to work on. So that would be a big takeaway point. Other than that, again, remember, if you guys sign up for the Kiwi Platinum membership site, it does help support this YouTube channel. There'll be a link down below. Become a member, get access to a bunch of videos. And as well, while you guys are there, maybe sign up for the Kiwi Coach 6-month program if you guys want help with your lessons. Thank you guys so much. Like, comment, subscribe, share, and I'll see you guys in the next video.